cold-blooded killer, Melanie Griffiths, goes undercover.
It's going down.
I need backup.
In a secret world few outsiders have ever seen. A stranger among us. Tonight at 11:30 Eastern on WGN. Whenever there was a war, they got together.
Whenever freedom's at stake, we'll be there.
And whenever they got together, there was a war.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah, honey.
But through it all, they stayed together.
Here she is.
Bette Midler,
Are you trying to get into my flax suit, honey?
James Caan,
I'm just trying to debrief you.
For the Boys. Sunday at 5 Eastern, 4 Central on WGN.
Savvy in court, this swinger won't take any flack. And boy, does he know his facts.
Oh, come on.
He's mystery. He's money. He's Matlock.
Weeknights at midnight on WGN. Tomorrow at 5 Eastern. During World War II, America's USO was in desperate need of good spirit. James Caan and Bette Midler in For the Boys, WGN's big-ticket movie.
One of Marvel Comics' greatest heroes comes to life. The Punisher.
Sunday at 3 Eastern, 2 Central on WGN.
This is Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
The snow keeps coming and Chicagoans keep shoveling. The latest snowfall of more than 10 inches in some parts has put us over the top. We hit a record for December at Midway Airport here in Chicago. And if that's not bad enough, a huge snowstorm out east is making things even more difficult at airports here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Robert Jordan.
And I'm Jackie Bang. Here's what's new at 9 o'clock. It's a challenging weekend for city crews trying to keep streets clear. Trucks have been out around the clock, but it seems the work is never done. As soon as the road is clear, the snow falls again. At this hour, hundreds of salt trucks are still working the main and side streets. WGN's Kim Dawson is live at Artesian and Addison with more on the story. Kim?
Good evening, Jackie. If you drive along the main streets, you can see for the most part they are pretty clear. So that means that these snow crews can switch gears and start to tackle some of the side streets like this one here. Again, some of these neighborhoods in the city got up to 10 inches of snow, and these snow plows are like the Energizer Bunny. They just keep going and going and going.
On the northwest side, the Hernandez family spent several hours digging out their car. But this may be the biggest hurdle they'll face when it comes to driving in the city. We asked the Hernandez family to rate the city's performance and describe the status of side streets in their neighborhood.
I've been here 2 years, and the salt truck, I was very shocked to see a salt truck down a side street. And pretty much everybody's cleaned their area this morning, and it's just been great, I guess, that, you know, the city even considered coming down the side street when they really only, you know, sometimes only clean like the main streets.
Early this afternoon, the city's 256 trucks moved into neighborhoods. Backhoes and spreaders have been sent to all wards. Some residents in this South Loop neighborhood are still amazed by all the snow that's piled up.
I was surprised to see it, but there was a lot of snow accumulating because of all the storms, and they came through and took care of it pretty good.
Equally important, the city's 43,000 fire hydrants. When there is a lot of snow, firefighters spend 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon digging them out. Navigating on the ground is one thing, but at the airport, there are long lines, delays, and cancellations. Blame that on the storm hitting the East Coast. This group plans on celebrating New Year's Eve in Times Square. Wish them luck.
We've been bumped twice now from our original flight to LaGuardia from O'Hare at about 8:30 or so this morning, and now we're on a standby.
With Mother Nature in control, it seems everyone is on standby. Here's the Snow Command Center at City Hall. This is where city workers stand by, monitoring maps, waiting for Mother Nature's next move.
Well, we're anticipating that, hopefully we're not going to get any more precipitation, and we'll be able to continue to do the work we're doing out here today.
And one footnote to this story, because of this most recent snow, city garbage collectors are still a little bit behind schedule. We are told, though, that they will be collecting trash throughout the city tomorrow. We're live on the city's northwest side. Kim Dawson, WGN News. Back to you.
Have patience. Thank you, Kim. Officials say the city's salt supply is in good shape. So far, they've used a little less than half. Bob?
And the snow has not only taken its toll on city budgets, many people are also weary of Chicago's record-breaking December. As WGN's Julian Cruz tells us, if you're feeling blue, you're not alone.
Snow-covered sidewalks and walkways as far as the eye can see. That's the bleak reality for snowbound Chicagoans, numb by a record December snowfall, with January and February coming down the pike.
You know, I've been trying to really keep my spirits up and not get too down on it, but it's getting to be a little bit old. It just sort of never stops.
A lot of shoveling, huh?
A ton of shoveling. It just won't stop.
And how many times now has it been that you've shoveled your sidewalk and shoveled your car out?
I'd say at least a dozen. At least a dozen.
Maybe we can learn from the little ones. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We've got all this snow, so why not grab yourself a sled and enjoy the ride? That's what Ezra Maurer is doing.
We made our own sleds, and they're made out of cardboard. And then other people came and they helped us. So now there's all these trails.
December and January are among the slowest months in the hardware business. But not this season. At the Andersonville hardware store early this morning, store owners found a line of people already waiting to come in to buy up snow shovels and salt. So business has been good for you?
Oh yeah, very good, very good. We can't complain.
David Berg is trying to stay positive. He's busy working on the set of a new play called Coyote on the Fence, and he simply won't let the weather get him down.
Makes it more of a challenge. That's what life is about. New challenges, new year, new challenges.
Paul Malden has lost track of how many times he's cleared the sidewalk here at the Uptown Public Library. But Malden's not counting because the city worker says it's his job to clear a path to the library.
So no matter how much snow come down, we're gonna hang with it.
With almost 3 long months of winter left, hanging on is about all we can do. Julian Cruz, WGN News.
Well, this cold weather made it difficult for city crews with the task of cleaning up a water main break. Look at this South Loop parking garage. A water main burst overnight at the garage near Wabash and Balboa. Oh, early this morning, this is what cleanup crews found. More than half a dozen cars were underwater. It seems every time we turn around, there's another storm headed our way.
That's right. Well, let's check in with Jim Ramsey in the Weather Center to see if Mother Nature will finally give us a break. You got any good news, Jim?
I think we've got maybe 3 or 4 days we can kill before we're expecting more snow of significant proportion. I think next Friday is the next possibility, but we'll talk about that a little more in detail. You're hearing the name Midway Airport bandied about a lot these days. The reason is that for the month of December, Midway has received 41.3 inches of snow. The previous Chicago record, which occurred at Midway in 1951 for December, was 33.3 inches of snow, so the snowfall at Midway literally shattered that record. Now, the storm total, that is the amount of snow we've picked up over the past 2 days at Midway, totaled about 10.8 inches. We all knew it was somewhere in that category, but consider that the normal amount of snowfall for the month of December, the entire month, is 10.6 inches. So not only did Midway smash the amount of snow that we normally pick up for December considerably, but they achieved more snow in the past 2 days than the entire month would normally receive. And one final aside on Midway Airport, that monthly total of 41.3, that's more snow than the city of Chicago routinely gets the entire season. So that's the kind of month we've had, New York. Take a look at what's happening at the moment across the Midwest. There continue to be some snow showers coming from Lake Michigan. They will continue to deposit small amounts of snow, we think, over parts of the area. But not like we've seen the past 2 days. We'll talk about Chicago's weather story in more detail still ahead.
41 inches.
I figured that. Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome.
Well, the Big Apple is taking a beating from a Chicago-sized blizzard, and snowplows are working overtime to get the city in shape for New Year's Eve. CNN's Frank Bluckley has the story.
Heavy snow rolled into New York City on the eve of New Year's Eve, the annual celebration of Father Time. A foot of snow falling during the day. Not enough, said the mayor, to do any major damage.
New York City has dealt with storms much worse and much more difficult than this. New York is very resilient, and we're going to take this as an opportunity to really enjoy the beauty of the city.
And so they did. New Yorkers took in pristine cityscapes, often lost in the bustle of urban life.
It's so beautiful, and it's so rare. So we thought we better get out before the snow plows and the street's grit starts to show up again.
In fact, the city's 1,200 snow plows and millions of snow shovels were clearing out virgin snow before it could cause too many problems. Passengers at New York City area airports did suffer, however. All flights in and out of LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark were canceled. Driving was also slow. There were spinouts and crashes in some places, and some train service was suspended. But non-stop salt spreading and plowing kept most traffic flowing on the roads. Frank Buckley, CNN, New York.
And the situation is a little better in Philadelphia, where the storm has dumped about 7 inches. Forget about the SUVs stuck in their parking places. Some people got out of their ATVs and went cruising up the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum. Others saw the storm as a good excuse for a jog. And then there's the ground crew at Veterans Stadium. They were hard at work getting the field ready for tomorrow's playoff game between Philly and Tampa Bay. But officials say that the situation could be worse. City crews had plenty of warning and began plowing as the first flakes began to fall.
In other news, police are searching for a hit-and-run driver who killed a man on the west side this morning. It happened overnight in the 2400 block of West Diversey Avenue. The victim was found lying in the street around 4 a.m. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. So far, police have found no witnesses to the hit-and-run accident. Anyone with information is asked to call police.
McHenry County health officials are investigating a virus that sickened 100 people at a restaurant in the far northwest suburban Crystal Lake. Officials say that those people became ill for they ate at the Hobnob restaurant and they tested positive. It causes flu-like symptoms, including diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, muscle aches, and low-grade fever. The virus is spread by improper food handling, usually by food handlers who do not wash their hands carefully.
Northwestern students and alumni are glued to their television sets tonight. Their Wildcats football team is down in Texas playing in the Alamo Bowl. Hundreds of NU fans made the trek to San Antonio for the game, but many hardcore supporters are packing the taverns of Chicago and Evanston tonight. The Wildcats are a 2-touchdown underdog to Nebraska Cornhuskers. But don't tell that to these fans. Dan will have a full look at the game coming up in sports.
And you still need a place to pop the cork tomorrow night, bringing in the new year.
Up next, we'll show you some of the city's parties, plus getting around town may prove to be a little more difficult. We'll have the best public transportation routes and tips on how to get a cab.
And more evidence mounts. A glass of wine may be good for your health. Later on the Medical Watch, the newest research that proves a glass of wine may be just the thing you need.
And just how safe is your cell phone? All new cell phones must carry a safety warning. We'll have details you need to know.
You're watching Chicago's very own WGN News with Bob Jordan, Jackie Bang, Jim Ramsey, and Rich King. This is WGN News at 9.
He left his home and all he knew to find the wild frontier. In this hostile land, he will find his home and the wild frontier within himself. Winner of 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Kevin Costner's masterpiece, Dances with Wolves.
Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Now through Monday, Zales is having an after-Christmas clearance sale where you can get up to 60% off and more on a great selection of jewelry, so you can get what you really want. Now through Monday at Zales stores nationwide or shop online at Zales.com.
Does it drive you crazy when your kitchen smells
like garbage? Introducing new Glad Odor Shield bags. Odors build up in trash bags, but Glad's unique Odor Shield technology actually neutralizes odors. Hate the smell of garbage? Don't get mad. Get Glad. New Odor Shield bags.
By now, your Gerber baby can tell you what she wants. But she can't tell you what she needs. Now's the time for Gerber graduates. Easy-to-eat, nutritious foods made just for growing toddlers. Just what they need right now. Like cereal snack and squares, a good source of iron, zinc, and calcium. The right nutrition at the right time, with a light taste of vanilla they'll love.
Thank you.
Shouldn't your toddler still be a Gerber baby?
She's a cop who plays by her own set of rules.
You want it?
Going undercover to catch a cold-blooded killer.
It's going down.
I need backup.
Trapped by a web of passion and deceit in a secret world of unwritten laws and unspoken power. Melanie Griffith is a stranger among us.
Tonight at 11:30 Eastern on WGN.
Even though the weather has made this December a tough one to live through, we finally made it. And that means that this year, the first one of the new millennium, is over. A lot has happened. Some things we want to remember, others we'd like to forget. Either way, it's time to celebrate.
Without a doubt, it's the biggest party night of the year. New Year's Eve celebrations will be taking place all over town. The big lighted crystal ball is poised and ready to fall during the last 10 seconds of the year 2000 to mark the moment when the new year begins.
Hyatt Regency Chicago is the only hotel that has a ball drop. And to everybody's surprise, it's even larger than the one in New York.
The Hyatt Chicago will feature 3 parties, all for the price of one. For $99, you can visit the big band area, disco area, and the party band area. And for an extra $100, you can spend the night. Meanwhile, all day today, shoppers were filling their carts with the best bubbly they could find.
Champagnes are selling. We'll probably sell today and tomorrow $300,000 worth of champagne.
Fred Rosen says for New Year's Eve, most shoppers want one thing, a bottle of champagne for the midnight toast.
I'm going to a party tomorrow night with friends, and my favorite is the champagne, because it always means celebration.
Another celebration will take place at Navy Pier. This event has been in the planning for several months, and it too will draw a huge crowd.
We expect about 4,000 people, partying, happy people. We have 3 bands. We have the Smithereens that are starting out, then Kansas, and then we're ending up with Kenny Wayne Shepherd right after the New Year.
And it seems that any money left over from the holiday shopping might get used up buying champagne for New Year's Eve.
Dom Perignon is a big seller, Moët Chandon, Mum's, Pierre Jouet, and we buy a lot of champagne from small shippers.
Now you are kind of a wine connoisseur. If someone offers you a bottle of champagne in one of those little cardboard boxes with the straw attached that you put in the top, is that bad champagne?
Do you think he got me that? I think he did.
No, I wouldn't
If you
get you
got
that
it
for
for
New
me, I
Year's.
would drink it.
No, I wouldn't get you. But that sounds like people are really getting ready for New Year's.
Well, enjoy yours.
Yeah,
We'll be
will.
working until 10.
That's right.
Bringing in the new year will also bring in a warning from the city. Keep your car in the garage. Chicago's Department of Transportation has issued a traffic advisory from 6 a.m. Sunday until 6 a.m. Monday, January 1st. If you're going to enjoy downtown celebrations, use public transportation.
Along with the inherent challenges of trying to drive on New Year's Eve, there's also winter weather conditions this year that are especially difficult and great public transportation systems. So please make your resolution to leave the car at home.
The city is concentrating on Navy Pier. There will be direct connections from the Metro station to Navy Pier by using the 124 Express bus. Also, there will be trolleys running between State Street and Navy Pier, so you will have access to the red and blue lines. In addition, the CTA will offer rides for 1 penny between 8 p.m. New Year's Eve and 6 a.m. New Year's Day. And another reason why public transportation might be the way to go, there might be a shortage of taxis. Most cab companies say they will be operating like they do any other busy night, but they're also saying a cab could be hard to come by on city streets, and the snow-covered side streets make it tough for cabs to get around quickly. Taxi companies are advising people to call up to an hour in advance for a pickup, and if you want to flag a cab on the street, well, be patient.
And in the Big Apple, New Yorkers are getting out their snow shovels and party hats.
The city is trying to dig out the streets in time for tomorrow's celebration in Times Square. Today, bulldozers were hard at work shoveling the snow and getting the city ready for an expected 500,000 partiers tomorrow night. Organizers also tried out the huge crystal ball, even though New Yorkers, I don't know, it's in there somewhere, haven't had this much snow in this time of year since 1939. Maybe that was all the snow. The show must go on.
You know, we've weathered storms like this for 96 years. An incredible tradition here in New York City, but it doesn't matter if we get 24 inches or if we get 3 feet, we're still going to have the best party in the world in New York City.
The Big Apple has unleashed an army of 1,600 snowblowers and 2,500 people to dig the city out.
And last year, worries about Y2K and lackluster New Year's Eve celebrations like this one in LA kept the crowds at home. But it could be a different story this year. Prices are lower, and some experts say that people are more willing to party. Cities like Las Vegas and Denver are actually expecting more people this time around.
I think we've sort of got that Y2K thing out of the way. Las Vegas, once again, is the center of attention.
And Las Vegas promises a huge fireworks parade along with parties. And the casinos and hotels expect to be packed for tomorrow's celebrations. Denver expects more than 100,000 people to party the night away at its celebrations.
Back in Chicago, the city wants you to think twice before you throw out that old Christmas tree in the dumpster. Why not recycle it instead? The city will have recycling centers at 20 city parks next Saturday morning. The old trees will be chopped up and turned into mulch. You can take your mulch with you and use it for gardening, or you can let someone else have it. Recycling your old tree will also save the overworked garbage trucks and the hassle of hauling it away. The mayor's office and the Chicago Park District have a cure for families who are looking for fun away from the snow. The Holiday Sports Festival is going on this weekend. McCormick Place is now one huge family playground. The festival is free and it features everything from volleyball to a Velcro wall. There's an early childhood recreation area, plenty of stuff for parents to do, and activities for visually impaired kids. The mayor says it's a great way for the whole family to play together. The festival continues tomorrow at McCormick Place South from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
President's Euro Live Lottery drawing is coming up next.
Stay with us.
These karate kids are going to kick criminal butt. 3 Ninjas. Sunday at 1 Eastern on WGN.
Did you know harsh winter weather can leave even unexposed skin itchy and dry? Did you know moisturizers aren't always up to the challenge of itchy, dry skin? That's why there's Cortisone 10 Plus. Among these, only Cortisone 10 Plus has 10 moisturizers like aloe and vitamins, plus the power of Cortisone 10 to stop itch and help heal. So for itchy patches of dry skin, even eczema or psoriasis, try Cortisone 10 Plus.
Live from WGN TV Chicago, the official drawing of the Illinois Lottery.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Linda Kohlmeyer with your winning lottery numbers for Saturday, December 30th, 2000. First game tonight is pick 3, and the first lucky number is 2. The second number for tonight is 9, and your third and final pick 3, here it is, 3. That makes the winning pick 3 numbers for tonight 293. Time for the pick 4 game. Well, it's New Year's Eve. I'm sure you have big plans for tomorrow night. But what about tomorrow day? How about making a snowman? Back to pick 4. First lucky number is 5. The second number for tonight is 3. The third lucky number, 6. And the fourth and final pick 4, here it is, 9. That makes the winning pick 4 numbers for tonight 5, 3, 6, 9. It is time for the holiday bonus draw. If a green ball comes up, all players will receive a bonus payout for this draw. Good luck. It's a green ball. That means all winnings will be paid at the bonus rate for this draw. And now, lotto time. The jackpot, $12 million. Hope you have a ticket for tonight. Sure would make it a lot easier to roll into 2001. Here we go. First lucky number is 20. The second, 46. Your third, 7. The fourth, 51. The fifth, 9. And the sixth and final lotto number for tonight, 5. That makes the winning lotto numbers for tonight 20, 46, 7, 51, 9, and 5. Big game, by the way, is $30 million. Be sure you have a ticket. I'm Linda Kohlmeyer. Good luck, everybody, and good night.
Tonight's lottery drawing has been supervised by the accounting firm of Altshuler, Melvoin, and Glasser and is brought to you by WGN TV.
Still in the news, the Buick year-end sell-off continues unabated. When Buick issued an additional $500 holiday bonus on select 2001 models, bringing total cashback offers up to $1,500, analysts predicted an immediate spike in market activity. Now, eager buyers are still storming the floor with no sign of a slowdown. You have to wonder, though, with holiday bonus cash ending January 2nd, how long can these market conditions last?
This is Unisom Sleep Gels. It helps you sleep. This is Tylenol PM. It helps you sleep too. They both have the exact same amount of the exact same sleep ingredient. But Tylenol PM has added medicine for headaches, backaches, even fever. Do you have a headache? Backache? Fever? Then why take medicine for it? Take Unisom. It's a safe, non-habit-forming way to fall fast asleep.
One of Marvel Comics' greatest heroes comes to life. Action superstar Dolph Lundgren is the Punisher.
Sunday at 3 Eastern, 2 Central on WGN.
George W. Bush's cabinet count is 11 down, 3 to go. While he has not yet nominated a Democrat, Bush has picked men and women of different races and backgrounds. CNN's John King has more on the nominees so far.
The president-elect promised a diverse cabinet and circle of top advisors, and so far he is delivering in more ways than one. 2 African Americans in key national security roles, another to lead the Department of Education. A housing secretary who fled Cuba as a child. Women in charge at the Departments of Agriculture and Interior, as well as the Environmental Protection Agency.
His first 4 appointments, and 2 of them were blacks, and 2 of them were women, and 1 was Hispanic. It's not exactly what we expected from the usual Republican administration. So he's caught our attention, and I think that's important.
The new Bush team also is politically diverse. Anti-abortion conservatives John Ashcroft for Attorney General and Tommy Thompson for Health and Human Services. But vocal abortion rights supporters in Colin Powell, New Jersey Governor Christie Whitman, and former Colorado Attorney General Gail Norton.
He ran on a bold agenda. He campaigned on it. He's talked about it throughout the campaign, and now's the time to implement. And it's important for the entire Republican Party to come together and help him execute.
Executive experience is one thing members of the new Bush team have in common. Vice President-elect Dick Cheney and Defense Secretary-designee Don Rumsfeld are both former White House chiefs of staff, both former cabinet secretaries, and both are former corporate CEOs, as are Mr. Bush's choices to lead the Commerce and Treasury departments. Housing pick Mel Martinez is an elected county chairman in Central Florida. Education choice Rod Page, superintendent of the nation's 7th largest school district. And the Bush cabinet will include at least 3 current or former governors.
These are extremely talented, seasoned people who will form, by the way, a very interesting cabinet in terms of discussion. You're not going to shut up people like Tommy Thompson. You're not going to shut up people like Rod Page, Colin Powell, and Don Rumsfeld.
So far, it's an all-Republican team. President-elect Bush concedes it's been tough to meet his goal of recruiting a prominent Democrat to join the new Republican administration. But he's still looking and still has 3 cabinet vacancies to fill. John King, CNN, Austin, Texas.
President-elect Bush is not expected to name his last 3 cabinet choices until after the new year.
The Mideast peace negotiations are continuing in New York, but they haven't made much progress. Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat is talking to other Arab countries to see if they support the latest proposals. Arafat went to Tunisia today to speak to the country's president. Some of Arafat's political groups have called for Palestinians to intensify the violence against Israel. The Israeli army says it uncovered and stopped a plot to bomb a part of the Gaza Strip it controls.
You will need more than champagne to ring in this new year.
Jim Ramsey says you'll need a heavy coat as well. But first, here's Dan Roan with a preview of sports.
Hey, Jackie, the big story is the bowl game in San Antonio, Northwestern against mighty Nebraska, and the Cats learning the hard way why they call them mighty Nebraska. We'll update from the Alamo Dome. And in the NFL, the Colts and the Fish to the final second and then some. We'll have it in sports 20 minutes away.
He will not be denied.
Whenever there was a war, they got together.
Whenever freedom's at stake, we'll be there.
And whenever they got together, there was a war.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah, honey, you. But through it all, they stayed together.
Here she is.
Bette Midler.
Are you trying to get into my flack suit, honey?
James Caan.
I'm just trying to debrief you.
For the Boys. Sunday at 5 Eastern, 4 Central on WGN.
Did you know that the powerful heating medicine in Bengay increases blood flow at the site of application to help ease your aches and pains? Did you also know that Bengay's been scientifically proven to increase range of motion, decrease muscle and arthritis pain, and improve flexibility? And Ultra Strength Bengay has 3 powerful pain-relieving medicines, more than any other leading brand, and that adds up to fast, powerful pain relief. Ultra Strength Bengay, the power you want, the relief you need.
Time isn't always on your side, so you've got to make every moment count. But there's still time to make your money count on a 2001 Chevy Malibu with $12.50 cash back. But you better hurry. You only have until January 2nd. That's $12.50 cash back. Something this good, you've got to see for yourself. Hurry, make your money count at your local Chevy dealer before January 2nd.
Haunted by a lover from beyond the grave.
You want me to take my own life?
Get away from her. Next, Beastmaster.
Sunday at 12 Eastern on WGN.
You're watching Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
Jim Ramsey joins us now, but before we go to weather, I wanted to make an announcement. As a public service, I am giving away free snow at my house. And I'm not talking about driveway snow. I'm talking about real front lawn snow or front porch snow. And anyone who wants to go up on the roof can have roof snow with icicles.
I'm sure you'll have a lot of takers too, Bob. We've got more snow than we know what to do with this month, and it looks like we may in store for just a little bit more toward the end of the week, Friday into Saturday, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. Let's talk about what today was like. All of you that slept late, I've got some good news and bad news. One is that you missed an absolutely miserable day. But the bad news is you still got to shovel it. This is the way it looks outside throughout the afternoon. It was cloudy, and it was misty, and it snowed some more. That was a really inspiring picture, wasn't it? Take a look at this storm. This is the big Mideast storm, that northeast storm that blew up and dumped all the snow in New York and New Jersey, up to 2 feet in parts of New Jersey. But for us, the backflow around that storm was in part responsible for the lake effect snow showers that plagued the area throughout the morning and this afternoon. That was about a 5.5 inch of snow that came out of that lake effect stuff since last midnight. At least that was the report again coming out of Midway. This is the way it looks on our radar presently, and you can see that there still are some bands of snow that are moving across the waters of Lake Michigan. But frankly, that's just about all gone. We will continue to see a few errant snow showers, maybe some scattered flurries from time to time tonight and tomorrow, but no significant accumulation expected. The isobars around that low pressure complex there indicate a strong northeasterly flow, and it was that which was responsible for our lake effect snow showers. That wind picking up some of that moist air above the lake and depositing it along the lake shore as snow, of course, today. We expect all of this to begin shifting out of the area as this ridge of high pressure
slowly drifts onto the east. Now that will represent some chilly air for us. The way it looks at the moment, Monday promises to be a very cool day around here. 31 degrees was our high temperature today. That's as warm as we've seen it in a while, but the reason for the warmth is the same reason for the snow. The air was coming off the lake water temperature in the low 30s. We're expecting high temperatures tomorrow to again be in the 20s. We're at 24 degrees now at 9 o'clock tonight. We expect to be in the 20s after midnight. That, if nothing else, will be responsible for temperatures rising into the 20s tomorrow for highs, but it should stay relatively mild, even though this still continues to be below normal temperatures. But then later in the day and the evening, we expect some of the colder air that's out to the west and northwest of us to begin invading Chicago, so that Monday looks like it's going to be a day mostly in the low to mid-teens. So prepare for another biting wind and fairly uncomfortable day. But notice down through the southwest and the southern plains, temperatures not altogether uncomfortable, 60s and 70s. Here's our forecast for tonight. We're expecting skies around to continue cloudy. Snow showers, low temperature 22 to 25. Then for tomorrow, Sunday, a few cloud patches, high in the 20s. For Sunday evening, again, partly cloudy skies. Maybe some flurries around with a low between 9 and 14. And we'll start the new year with a high of between 12 and 16. Partly cloudy skies. Can't rule out a flurry either. North winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And that next snowstorm we'll talk about in the 7-day forecast, that's still ahead.
41 inches at Midway, but Midway is not the official count in Chicago, correct?
Strangely enough, back when 33.3 inches occurred in December of 1951, Midway was the official reporting station. It was moved, however, to O'Hare. But the Midway total this month broke its own record, essentially, and is probably more representative of the city at large because it includes more lake effect snow. O'Hare only picked up, I think, 1.9 inches of lake effect snow today.
No kidding. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Well, just about any art program, you'll find various art pieces filled with personal expression. But one Chicago program prides itself not only in the artwork they produce, but the artists creating the painting.
Up next, we'll take you to the Austin Art Program, one of Chicago's very own.
We seem to be receiving a signal from the black hole.
On the next Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda.
You've got to be kidding me.
A rescue mission across time
Hold tight, Dylan. We're getting out of there.
reunites the captain with his past,
We had our time together.
I won't let you die.
but threatens the future of the Andromeda.
Get that signal back right now. They're coming right in.
The #1 action hour on television.
Sunday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Oh.
Can't sleep, honey? What's the matter? Oh, heartburn. I know just what you need.
Introducing new Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief. Faster than Pepcid, Zantac, or even the leading prescription. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief. Cool, effervescent, specially formulated to put out the fire of heartburn fast.
Better, dear.
New Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief. Nothing puts out the fire faster.
Attention shoppers, party on aisle 5.
Is it a Tupperware party? No, it's a Gladware party. Oh, try Gladware.
Tight sealing containers you can wash, microwave, and you can reuse them over and over again. And you get 5 Gladware containers for the price of 1 Tupperware. So you won't get mad if you lose them.
Don't get mad,
Who's mad?
get glad.
Now in new deep dish and divided dish sizes.
By now, your Gerber baby can tell you what she wants, but she can't tell you what she needs. Now's the time for Gerber graduates. Easy-to-eat, nutritious foods made just for growing toddlers. Just what they need right now. Like cereal snack and squares, a good source of iron, zinc, and calcium. The right nutrition at the right time, with a light taste of vanilla they'll love.
Thank you.
Shouldn't your toddler still be a Gerber baby?
If you know a kid with a terminal illness who'd like to take their family on vacation for free, call Give Kids the World. You'll never forget it.
On the city's west side, an innovative art program is lifting the spirits of developmentally disabled men and women.
Experts say the art classes have proven to have therapeutic value for a group of adults, helping to boost their self-esteem, all of which makes the Austin Special Work Center part of Chicago's very own.
You can see it in their faces, the unreserved joy, the satisfaction that comes with self-expression when you look to the sky to make something beautiful using your own two hands. For Isabel Washnick, the act of creation is more than just a leisure activity. The 32-year-old says art has the power to lift her spirit.
How does it make you feel to do this?
Happy?
You enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Washnick and 12 others are thriving under an innovative art program offered at the Austin Special Work Center. Twice a week, these developmentally disabled adults shed the daily struggles of life, putting everything else aside to focus on art. The discipline strengthens their ability to concentrate on a complex task, Denise Badowski says, boosting confidence and self-esteem.
Artwork has helped them to be more expressive and more lively within their home environment.
Benita, that's amazing. That's great. That's so beautiful.
Pointing his students in the right direction is professional painter and muralist Eduardo de Soigny. Formerly trained at the Art Institute of Chicago, de Soigny has exhibited his work around the world. But nowhere in his travels has he seen the kind of inventiveness on display here. De Soigny never ceases to marvel over his students' almost childlike innocence.
The minute they sit down and you give them some color, hand them some paper, you see the faces. They just glow and they change. There's like a freshness to everything they make.
Art brings color and joy to the lives of these men and women, nourishing the soul and adding to their sense of self-worth, which is why people call the Austin Special Work Center part of Chicago's very own. Julian Cruz, WGN News.
There are more than 100 adults being served by the Austin Special Work Center.
When you ring in the new year with a toast, you may have one more reason to have that glass of wine.
Up next on the Medical Watch, the health benefits of having a glass of wine at night.
On the next Xena, when an accident sends Gabrielle overboard.
You sure you're all right?
Things get a little fishy.
Who are you?
I'm your husband.
With friends like these.
Who does that cheap piece of tail think she is?
And a family like this.
Did we have a happy marriage?
Happy as clams.
There's rough waters ahead.
I get the feeling something terrible might happen to her.
On the next Xena.
Sunday at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on WGN.
I've got this life philosophy. When you get thrown, you get right back up. That's why I took control with the thin protective underwear. Just like regular. Same soft feel, same snug fit, and an absorbent panel built right in. So I don't have to worry. Except for the 500 head I gotta herd. Come on, girl. Yeah! Take control with Depend.
Did you know harsh winter weather can leave even unexposed skin itchy and dry? Did you know moisturizers aren't always up to the challenge of itchy, dry skin? That's why there's Cortisone 10 Plus. Among these, only Cortisone 10 Plus has 10 moisturizers like aloe and vitamins, plus the power of Cortisone 10 to stop itch and help heal. So for itchy patches of dry skin, even eczema or psoriasis, try Cortisone 10 Plus.
I wasted way too much time being fat. I would go up and down and up and down. Look at me. I lost over 50 pounds on this Slim Fast plan, and I kept it off for over 3 years. I didn't know I looked like this underneath. It's not only about being thin, it's about feeling good and having energy. I exercise, I eat right. I have a shake for lunch every day. It helps me stay this way. If you know your ABCs, you know the vitamins in Slim Fast. It's a fun way of rejuvenating your body.
Slim Fast, every day. Get healthy.
It can happen to you.
On the next Earth, final conflict. Hold it! A covert alien experiment.
I am creating life here.
Threatens to make mankind obsolete.
So we're talking about made to order human beings.
And has humanity dying.
Oh, you're through playing God, Fuchs.
To uncover the truth.
I'm shutting you down.
On the next Gene Roddenberry's Earth, final conflict.
Sunday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on WGN.
Many people will be drinking this weekend as they enjoy the New Year's Eve celebration, hopefully in moderation. Tonight in the Medical Watch, we take a look at a certain choice of alcoholic beverage that could improve your health. CNN's Tori Atali reports.
Winemaster Carl Bogner has been a fan of the vine for more than 30 years. Just about every day he has a glass of wine and believe it actually improves his health.
The benefits are transitory, which encourages you to enjoy wine on a day-to-day basis, in moderation certainly. But enjoying it with food, certainly it complements food. It helps the digestion because of the acids in the wine helping you enjoy the food more, and then the complementing of it helps you enjoy the flavors.
Now evidence is mounting that wine, especially red wine, can help keep your heart healthy and your cholesterol levels in check. The effects of alcohol on the heart have been well documented. A person that has 1 drink or less a day reduces the risk of heart attack or death by 30 to 40%. Recent research indicates flavonoids found in red grapes reduce so-called bad cholesterol levels and increase other types of beneficial cholesterols in the body. Emory University cardiologist Stephen Mnuchin says the highest health benefits come from the combination of the grapes and the alcohol.
We know that alcohol increases your good cholesterol, called HDL. It also prevents blood cells, called platelets, from sticking together. Now, in addition, there have been studies looking at grapes, such as purple grape juice, that seem to show that it also offers benefits by making the bad cholesterol less toxic, by making the LDL cholesterol less toxic to the body, and may even increase the way arteries dilate or enlarge so that more blood can flow to the heart muscle. So there seem to be benefits from the grape component of wine as well as the alcohol component of wine as well.
Carl Bogner is banking on growing U.S. interest in wine. In fact, he is planning to open a vineyard of his own in the North Georgia mountains.
We are in one of the lower per capita consumption countries all around the world. They seem to be enjoying wine on a more regular basis than Americans, and I think Americans have to catch up.
Dr. Mnuchin warns not everyone should drink alcohol. For many, any amount is dangerous. Others negate the benefits by overindulging.
Alcohol is a major problem in this country, and therefore moderating the amount of alcohol that you take in can derive the most benefit. A little bit of alcohol goes a long way. More alcohol than that can be harmful to your health.
So this holiday season, both heart experts and enthusiasts say, go ahead, enjoy your wine. But if you do choose to drink, do so in moderation. Tori Atali, CNN, Atlanta.
Cell phone radiation levels now must be included in the packaging information for any new cell phone sold. Do you know how much radiation your new phone discharges? WGN's Kara Kazarba explains.
It's just like a label warning on cigarettes, I guess, would be the best way to put it.
Cell phone shoppers who walk into a Metro Call store these days are in for a shock. Instead of delivering a hard sell, the clerk will whip out this warning to tell customers about the potential dangers of using a mobile phone.
I think people need to know that there's some potential risks.
One of those risks concerns children. This health and safety bulletin cautions parents who want to buy a cell phone for their child. That's because recent research shows cell phone radiation will penetrate most of a small child's brain.
Well, I didn't know there was radiation in there.
But soon, 10-year-old Peter Klingman and his dad, as well as all cell phone users, will have access to the once secret information. By the end of the year, cell phone makers will be required to include the radiation level with all new models. But finding the information before you buy a phone won't be easy. That's because instead of putting it on the outside of the box, federal guidelines say manufacturers can insert the information inside the packaging. The radiation will be measured in SARS, which stands for specific absorption rates. Federal regulators have set the legal limit at 1.6.
Can you tell people that it's safe? I don't think so. Right? So that 1.6 watt per kilogram limit is no good.
Dr. Henry Lai, who studies cell phone radiation at the University of Washington, says the approved level comes from outdated research.
My warning is that 1.6 is based on data before 1985. It's basically unethical to tell people that things are safe, but based on data of 10, 15 years ago.
Since that time, animal research conducted by Dr. Lai and other scientists around the world have found even low levels of radiation below the federally approved 1.6 can have drastic effects.
And 5 generations later, they cannot reproduce.
Yet scientifically, there is no conclusive proof cell phones are harmful to humans. Wireless companies refuse to talk to us for this story, but Q13 researched the radiation output of different phones and discovered Ericsson, Motorola, and Nokia all make phones which teeter on the legal limit. SAR data lists the Ericsson KF788 as the cell phone with the highest legal radiation level. However, manufacturers are expected to include a statement with each new phone declaring all units that register below the 1.6 level are equally safe. Dr. Henry Lai scoffs at that assertion.
Of course, the lowest SAR is better, of course, because it's less energy come to your head.
So this holiday season will no doubt have shoppers comparing radiation levels along with money and minutes when it comes to buying a gift for Gab.
That was Carrie Casarba. I noticed they use rats in those tests.
Oh, no, don't say it.
Don't you think it's a good reason that rats don't use cell phones?
Okay, we're moving on. Northwestern is looking to ring in the new year with a rare bowl victory.
Coming up in sports, Northwestern looks for just its second bowl victory ever against Nebraska in the Alamo Bowl.
And the Super Bowl champion Rams find New Orleans to be anything but the Big Easy as the NFL playoffs kick off. Dan Roan has that story next in sports.
Receptions for Jackson.
They're keen.
Awesome.
Green.
Righteous.
Fighting machines.
Excellent.
They're 4 pizza loving. Hard hitting. Crime stoppers. And they're the last word in turtle power. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Monday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Oh. What's the matter, honey? Oh, heartburn. I know just what you need.
New Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief. Faster than Pepcid or the leading prescription. New Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief.
Did you know harsh winter weather can leave even unexposed skin itchy and dry? Did you know moisturizers aren't always up to the challenge of itchy, dry skin? That's why there's Cortisone 10 Plus. Among these, only Cortisone 10 Plus has 10 moisturizers like aloe and vitamins, plus the power of Cortisone 10 to stop itch and help heal.
So for itchy patches of dry skin, even eczema or psoriasis, try Cortisone 10 Plus.
Does it drive you crazy when your kitchen smells like garbage? Get new Glad Odor Shield trash bags. Glad's unique Odor Shield technology actually neutralizes odors. So next time, don't get mad. Get Glad.
Northwestern having a tough time out there, huh?
I think there's only a couple of fur balls left on the field right now.
Is that right?
Ooh, it's tough. I mean, you know, it's one thing when you have a week to prepare for Northwestern. Nebraska's been breaking down their game film frame by frame for 5 weeks. Cats usually have surprise on their side. They didn't have it tonight at the Alamo Bowl. Willie the Wildcat whooping it up in San Antonio this week, but a rude awakening for the Cats on Nebraska's first possession. They stuffed it into the end zone. Dan Alexander made it 7-zip. Cats get a field goal, though, and then a sustained drive that ends with Zach Kustak's fake and fire to Teddy Johnson. 10-7 Northwestern. It was the final ray of hope tonight. The Huskers scored 24 in a row, 31-10 late in the first half. Finally, Damian Anderson got loose, a 69-yard touchdown run. Cats were back in the game for about 30 seconds. Second play after the kickoff, and you thought they'd try and run out the clock. Instead, Eric Crouch to Bobby Newsome on the screen. When he beat that guy in the backfield, it was over. With 19 seconds till halftime, the Huskers get a chokehold on this game again. They have just scored another touchdown in the third quarter and lead Northwestern 52-17. I don't think there's going to be a comeback in this game tonight. NFL wildcard games start today. For the second time in 6 days, the Rams go into New Orleans. But could they beat the Saints twice in less than a week? Jim Ramsey was at the game, caught a late flight back to do the weather. Saints up 10-7 at the half, then blew it wide open. Aaron Brooks for Willie Jackson. They did it 3 times today, 17-7 here. Then a long one to start the fourth quarter. Brooks, 4 touchdown passes. This one good for 49. Jackson could have walked in. Well, he did walk in. 31-7. Then the Rams go frantic on him. Kurt Warner, 3 interceptions, but got his team to 31-28 here. And then they forced the Saints to punt. The Rams a field goal away from overtime, but Azakim drops the punt. The Saints recover. And for the first time in their history, New Orleans wins a playoff game and knocks out the defending champions.
We had a great first drive, and then after that, we kind of kept stalling and kept stalling. And, you know, I think it was just a cumulative effort. We just weren't stepping up and making the plays. And then finally we got it together. It was just that we dug ourselves too much of a hole and couldn't get out of it.
In the AFC game, Dave Wanstead, one career playoff win. The Bears over the Vikings back in '95. Didn't look good today either. Colts pounding the Dolphins early. Peyton Manning to Jerome Pathon, 14-0 at halftime. But the Fish ran it down their throats in the second half. Then Jay Fiedler to Jed Weaver sends it to overtime at 17 apiece. Story there, Lamar Smith, a playoff record 40 carries for 209 yards. The last 17 on this game-winning touchdown run. The Colts missed a field goal earlier in the OT, and Miami wins it 23-17.
We win around here by playing special teams, playing great defense, and running the ball. 200 yards rushing today.
And more football tomorrow. Meantime, DePaul sends Pat Kennedy into the new year a happy man. The Blue Demons hosting the Fairfield Stags out in Rosemont, shooting to stretch that winning streak to 4 at year's end. It didn't come easy. Fairfield was not intimidated, that's for sure, taking it to the rack all day long. They had a 7-point lead before the Demons got busy. Amari Sawyer on the break for Stephen Hunter. And DePaul by 3 at halftime. Great shooting all day, 58% for DePaul, best all year, I think. Sawyer spins that lead up to 13, and it's 10 at the finish, 85-75. Women's hoop, Teresa Grentz taking Illinois on the road to Auburn. The Lady Tigers ranked 14th. Didn't bother the Illini. Breakthrough game for freshman Iveta Marchescaite. She led everybody with 24. Illinois by 11 at halftime and cruising on into the house. Up ahead for Shavonna Hunter here, an Illinois upset in Auburn, 73-56. And number 1 UConn hosting number 2 Tennessee. This game pretty much in UConn's control all afternoon. Shea Ralph, the nice dish, a 19-2 first half run for the Huskies. Tennessee did get it back to 3 in the second half, but here's Shea Ralph again. She had 15 points, and UConn wins this 81-76. Back to the NFL, Al Groh quits as the Jets coach to take the job at his alma mater, the University of Virginia. Both the Hawks and Bulls have New Year's Eve games tomorrow. And finally, in the NBA earlier today, Vin Baker of Seattle has had a bad year. He could use a break, so the Sonics and Charlotte tied at 102. Baker at the buzzer. Rim, hit the top twice, and went in. Sonics beat the Hornets 104-102. Vin Baker, the hero in Seattle. It went down just like he planned it.
Don't you love those shots?
Oh, man. How often does that happen?
Not often enough, I guess. Thank you, Dan.
Okay.
Well, the snow may have tapered off tonight, but there could be some more headed our way.
Jim Ramsey's Wake Up and 7-Day Forecast are up next.
Haunted by a lover from beyond the grave.
You want me to take my own life?
Get away from her. Next, Beastmaster, Sunday at 12 Eastern on WGN.
They say good things come to those who wait. As long as they don't wait too long. From now until January 2nd, get a $500 holiday bonus for $1,250 total cash back on any 2001 Grand Am. So stop by your Pontiac dealer now and light up the season. This holiday bonus ends January 2nd.
Batteries.
Video games don't just blast through your batteries. They blast through your money. That's why you should arm yours with Rayovac Maximum Alkaline. They last as long as standard Duracell and Energizer, but cost less.
How about a little one-on-one?
Rayovac lasts as long as standard Duracell and Energizer for less.
I challenge you to a little one-on-one. Try Rayovac. If you don't think they're as good as the other guys, you get your money back. You can't lose. I like that.
Did you know harsh winter weather can leave even unexposed skin itchy and dry? Did you know moisturizers aren't always up to the challenge of itchy, dry skin? That's why there's Cortisone 10 Plus. Among these, only Cortisone 10 Plus has 10 moisturizers like aloe and vitamins, plus the power of Cortisone 10 to stop itch and help heal. So for itchy patches of dry skin, even eczema or psoriasis, try Cortisone 10 Plus.
Suddenly Susan.
Wow, what a feeling of power.
Suddenly single.
Hey, it's the dating game.
Suddenly scandalous.
Suddenly sexy.
I'm even more limber in a G-string.
Did she just
say that?
Vicky?
You're comes the tall girl. Suddenly serious.
This fantasy bites. Such language.
Suddenly Susan, suddenly everywhere.
5 nights a week. Weeknights at 7:30 Eastern on WGN. Real-time closed captioning of WGN News is sponsored by Jiffy Lube, Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana's favorite oil change.
Well, we'd like to tell you that there's not going to be any more snow. But Jim's going to burst our bubble again.
Well, first of all, I want to qualify this by saying that we have several chances of things like flurries and passing snow showers, for instance, as you see on Wednesday. But Thursday, Friday, a little cold front will come through from the northwest. Now, the main energy of that system appears, as it looks now, likely to pass too far to the north to make this a big snow producer. We're probably looking at a 1 or 2 inch situation. But it's far too early to talk about amounts with that. So that's really the only moderate concern we have in the 7-day forecast. However, notice temperatures do rise over the next 7 days, up to a high Friday of about 33 degrees, and that'll be something at least worth looking forward to. Tomorrow morning at 7, in the 20s, we think most places, way out around the Fox River, perhaps in the teens, 22 at the lakefront, 20 in the outlying areas, cloudy skies, and you may, in fact, see a flurry. So Bob and Jackie, I think, compared to what we've just gone through the last 2 days, nothing much to worry about.
Everybody needs to button up tomorrow night for New Year's Eve celebrations. It's going to be pretty cold.
It's going to be pretty cold. Roads will probably be in reasonable shape, and no snow.
Good to know. Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome.
And that'll do it for this Saturday night. I'm Robert Jordan.
And I'm Jackie Bang for Dan, Jim, and all of us here at WGN. Have a good night.
And we'll see you tomorrow night at 9.
A covert alien experiment threatens to make mankind obsolete. Earth Final Conflict.
Sunday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on WGN.